What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Poke Jam. I'm Mike.
And I'm Pokemon John.
Today we got something different for you. We're going to do a tier list of Fusion Strike. We've picked the top 30 cards going by price, and we're going to rate them.
Yeah, we're gonna go over some art styles for you guys, talk about the value of the set, and overall where it stands in our opinion, and give you a nice tier list here. So kick
All
into it.
right, absolutely. All right, so number one, we got the Bolton Vmax Rainbow Secret Rare. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I actually don't like this card. I think it's a horrible looking card. I think VMAX, Bolton in general is a tough Pokemon for them to get the art right for, and when they did the rainbow, it came out awful. I would go probably D on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably agree with you. I think that in general, a lot of these secret rares, especially in a set as big as Fusion Strike, um, there's just a lot of them. And this Bolton Secret Rare Rainbow doesn't really hold up to a lot of the others, especially some of the trainers and whatnot. So I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say D tier is fitting for this Bolton card.
Yeah, it's super bland. I don't really understand why it's holding value when you can get a different card, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about that later.
Yep.
Um, so we also up next we have the Celebi Alternate Art.
Awesome card.
Wait,
Yeah. I think
uh,
that. Yep.
am I lying on that one? I
You
can't
mean are
see
you
it.
lying?
Yeah, it is all right. Back
Yeah,
up.
it's alternate art.
Yep, the Celebi alternate art is gorgeous. Um,
Yeah, it definitely is. It's one of my favorite cards in the set. I would say it's a really cool alternate art.
yeah, and like I like when a card tells a story. You got like the whole winter background, then you got Celebi there with like a little bit of the magic kind of floating around him, making some leaves grow. I would put this one up as an A, personally.
Yeah, I think that this teeters. It really for me teeters even on S tier, but I think we could keep it at A for
You know
now.
what? You know
Maybe
what?
go back.
I was teetering on S tier on this one as well. I say we move it up. Let's see, like if it can stand the test of time up there on S. But
Yeah, we
that
could
card
always
is
go back and,
gorgeous.
and rearrange and whatnot. And if we feel we need to go back and drop something a tier down or a tier up, we'll do that as we go.
Absolutely. All right, so next we have Elisa Sparkle, the full art. I actually love this card. I think it's great. Uh, as far as trainer cards, I think like all the swirls around her with all the color is pretty solid. I would put this somewhere in the A and B range. Um, what do you think, John?
The color, the art style for a trainer card definitely hits home. I think it's solid. Yeah, I think as far as trainer cards go, I think we could put that in the B column for now.
B column. All right, let's do
Yeah,
it up. All right, now on the contrast, Elisa Sparkle Rainbow.
right. Yeah, right.
Absolutely, absolutely. FB knows what it is. I think this is a garbage card. I don't understand why it was made.
Mm,
It seems like Pokemon just wanted to add more chase cards into a set that already had a million chase cards. You've
right.
got a great full art here, a gorgeous card worth chasing, and then we'll just whitewash it with Rainbow
Right.
and make it even harder to pull. Like,
Yeah, I think that there is a general understanding from anyone I've talked to in the Pokemon community, and that is a fan of the card game, that the trainer full arts specifically are always more popular than they are when they're put in a secret rare rainbow form, and but the price doesn't always hold, the value doesn't always hold in that fashion, which kind of just doesn't make much sense to me, and I think Mike could speak the same to that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with F. I think overall it loses a lot of the characteristics of the card. You don't have that awesome. If you look at the where we have it in the B, the color is just so good on that card, and to see it all just go away with that wash over rainbow, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't care how rare the card is; it doesn't look as good.
no, absolutely not. All right, so next we have the Espeon alternate art, and
going right
This
in S tier, dude.
right up there.
It's so
It,
good.
it's the second most valuable card in the set.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's an
Evolution.
evolution. Yeah, exactly, man. Like you almost can't go wrong with that kind of card. I think that's gonna slide right up into the S spot.
But also like the art style in general, look like if you really pay attention to it, there's a lot going on in that card. It's got a really nice color palette. You know, Espeon in general, just super popular, being an evolution, like Mike said. Take your time and look at some of those full arts because they're awesome. She's sleeping on top of I think a cottage or whatnot, or some sort of a house. Really,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Cool
It's like
card.
a little village down there. It's really nice.
Yeah, sweet
All
card.
right, and then next we've got the Fire Energy Gold card. Now, I'm not super opposed to these Fire Energy Gold cards. I think they're pretty like, well, any of the Energy Golds. I think they're fun. They're kind of a neat little like flex when you build a deck and you just like have a whole bunch of like Fire Energies and they're
Yeah,
all golds. You're just like, yeah, no, I stacked my whole deck full of golds.
you know,
Whatever.
I've always been a fan of like all of the energies that are like secret rares and whatnot because I think they do a good job of dazzling them up between, you know, the way this one looks for the fire energy or the way that some of the other energy cards have looked in other sets. I think they do a good job. Obviously, Pokemon cards are gonna take precedent over that. But I
Yeah,
don't think that this goes.
yeah, I agree with you on that. It's probably like the one disappointing thing about them is, when you're opening a set that is hard is to get pulls as Fusion Strike, and you're like, and you get a hit, and it's a Fire Energy. When
I
you
think
don't have a Master Set, and you're like, I think a
Yeah.
C is a perfectly fine grade for this.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. I
It
think
runs
they're
middle
right
of
in
the
the middle.
road. Yeah.
I'm 100% on that.
All right, then we go into the Flaffy Gold Secret.
I'm a fan. I like this card.
You too? All right,
I
I'm
do.
gonna let you talk first. Then
It's
go for it, bud.
and some of these sets, the gold secrets are Pokemon that you just didn't see coming. They're kind of out of the blue. It's almost like the Pokemon company just pulled a something out of a hat and just decided to make a gold secret. Like who thought Falafi would get, secret rare, a secret rare card? But to be honest, Flaffy's a cool Pokemon, cute. I could see a lot of the community liking it. Is it the most over the top, effective in the game type card? No. The art on these cards isn't over the top as well, but I don't think that this is a bad card by any means. I would definitely put this in the B area.
The B area. All right, we'll put it there for now. I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinion on this card. I think it is honestly just this really random card to be making a gold secret rare.
Yeah.
I
agree with that.
They didn't even a nice dynamic pose or anything. Just kind of gave it traditional Flaffy art.
Well, Flaffy doesn't have many limbs, so it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get Flaffy's not a super limber Pokemon, can do a lot of different poses, but I mean, do something. But I'm also not a fan of Flaffy as a Pokemon, so I could be a little biased. So we'll throw it in the B for now. We'll leave it there. Because I want to get right into this next one because I love this card. Genesect full art, breakdancing Genesect. This card is awesome. I love that the art goes in a different direction. It's drawn great. And it's just I still haven't pulled this card and I can't wait for the day. I can't wait for the day I do pull it. I mean, it's just a great card.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So fun. It's cool. On top of the fact that Genesect is actually a viable Pokemon right now in the game. You could use this. I'm giving it an S. We'll see what John says.
Yeah, those are all valid points for sure. I think the word fun hits the nail on the head for this card. I mean, a breakdancing Pokemon, I don't care who it is. That's really cool. Again, another card that is a full art and has a lot going on. I think as far as Genesect, for me, I'm not a huge fan. I don't know too much about Genesect. I know Mike is a fan. I would definitely have to say though, it being full art and I mean breakdancing's just cool. That's an S tier card.
Yeah, it kind of opens up the door. I almost kind of want to see them add a breakdancing full art. of different Pokemon like in every set now, like as
It's
like a
it,
little bonus thing. It'd be kind of neat, you know what I mean? Like
it's just cool to see Pokemon out of their like environment. It's kind of like
yeah,
looking back
especially
at the Tyranitar card, like the full art where he's eating lunch. Like some people like
true,
that, some
true.
don't. But it's just a weird out of the box kind of like what's going on. It's just like I don't know. I
Yeah,
like it.
especially Genesect, it's a robot Pokemon. Like he's,
Yeah.
you know, a pretty no jokes, all business kind of guy. So it is fun to see. Um, and then we're gonna, because it's alphabetical, we're running right into another Genesect, and I love this card as well. It is honestly not S tier for me. I think it's a great card. I think it's underrated for its price marker. I think it. I have pulled this card, and that blue background like blew me away. Like you know what I mean. You're pulling a booster box. All the cards have a similar vibe, especially like all the VMAXs. They got the swirl kind of VMAXy vibe on Fusion Strike. And then you get to this. And it's just got this like blueprint blue background. And it was really fun to pull. Like I was like, it wasn't even on my radar when I had pulled it. I was just, Fusion Strike was new and I was opening it like crazy. And
Yeah.
this card was super cool. I would put this in the A tier area, personally.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree. It's one of those cards that catches your eye, and I like to say like it's a card that speaks to you. And doubling back on what Mike said, there are cards that you pull out of a set that you just might not be looking for, or it might not be considered what you think is your favorite card in the set. But when you pull it pack fresh, and you see the textures on some of these cards, and like the blue background that is very similar to like some sort of a blueprint, or it's got that tech look to it. It really gives that card an identity and sets it apart from the rest. So I'm going to agree. I think for me, I probably would put that card in the B tier, but that's because the popularity of that Pokemon for me isn't high. But I could
Yeah.
say BA.
BA, yeah, fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. It was just a fun pull for me. I got a memory on that one. But
Right.
I think we can both agree where this next Pokemon's going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. Throws it at F. The number one chase card in the set. My number one favorite Pokemon. Gengar, can't go wrong.
Never.
And, well, this art is great. Gengar eating the worlds. It's just a phenomenal card. It's the alternate Gengar, number one chase card. I think $104 is a little pricey on it. I hope it retains that value, especially with these pull rates. It might, but
Yeah.
that card is just awesome. Also, still haven't pulled it. Can't wait to get that one.
The color palette on that card and the art style is very, very significant to, I think, the chase for that card. If you look at the other Gengar V, which I think we're going to get to next, you'll see that it's less of like a hand-drawn style. It's a little hard to explain, but if you were to look at the two, I think you'd get the gist of it. But yeah, that's the top chase card in the set. I think it's worth being the top chase card, and who doesn't love Gengar? It's awesome.
Absolutely. And you're right. That brings us right into the next Gengar. And I am a huge fan of Gengar, number one Pokemon. And I was like, he can't do no wrong. This card, kind of lame. I was like, the fact that the set has the alternate art, it saves it completely.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying, that card almost doesn't even look hand drawn. It looks like it was just like
it's like a computer animated style art.
Yeah, it lacks a lot of like character in it. It's almost like somebody made the alternate art and they were like, all right, well, we need like a regular version because this is just too good. So, just draw something that's less cool. And
yeah,
that's what they did. You know what I mean? Like they drew something less cool. I think C is a better spot for it. I know a lot of people are gonna want it way higher. It is still like right there. What's it? Number 10 or 11 in like the top chase cards, most expensive cards of the set.
Yeah.
I just think, put up against that alternate art, it stood no chance. Like if that was a different card in a different set, maybe I'd be like, oh yeah, it's pretty awesome. But like
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
seems like they got a little lazy. They ran out of ideas. They were trying to push some Gengar arts along with some of the other popular Pokemon in the set, like Mew. But if you look at all the different Mew cards, for instance, which is a good comparison, you can see that they found a bunch of different art styles for Mew, whether it was like more computer animated or closer to the actual like hand drawn art style. They did a good job with Mew, whereas I think they fell a little short with the Gengar arts. And
Yeah.
I agree. I think C is a good spot.
Yeah.
CB.
Yeah. Now that being said, I will give it credit. The value on the card is right on line with what I think. Like if you watch, the prices on TCG, uh, they kind of like drop off right at this regular Gengar, not the alternate art, dropping down to like 15, $16 for him. It's not a bad deal, but I mean, had stiff competition of $100, a gorgeous, probably one of the best Gengar renditions ever. So,
Yeah.
all right, next, go with it, John. You take this one.
Whew, man. Sparkly Leaf Energy. We're going to keep this one brief and sweet. We'll put it right in C with the Fire Energy. Again, the energy cards are always cool. They just don't hold. They lack a little luster when you're comparing them to some of the nice Pokemon VMAXs. But yeah, if you're flexing on a cool deck or something like that, getting your hands on a bunch of those, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's cooler for them to give an energy secret rare than doubling down on a good card that already has a full art and then making a secret out of it. Like at least you got something out of it. Like I was saying with that Elisa Sparkle, like if I pulled the rainbow, I'd be disappointed. The second I pulled my second rainbow of Elisa Sparkle, I was like, all right. Do I know anybody who is trying to do a master set? Like I have no desire to keep this card.
Right.
But at least the energies are fun and they have a use. So
Yeah, especially if you're a master set collector.
yeah, which I need every master set.
Don't we all?
Gotta catch them all. They told
That's
me.
right. That's right. That's what we were
right.
taught. All right, so next up we have the Greedent V full art, which I gotta say, Greedent is by no means on my radar of favorite Pokemon, but this full art is pretty interesting. You got a bunch of little baby Greedent squirrels right below like this really, really full looking Greedent who's eating every little berry, fruit, and nut on that tree. And then the coolest part is that his attack, and the reason I like this card, called the Nom 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 Incisors, because he's eating it all up. So it's fun, it's cute. Greedent, not the coolest Pokemon in the world, but I'm gonna say this is like a B tier card actually.
A B. All right. Number one, not a huge fan of this card. It's not bad. I don't understand why its value is at what it is. Like, yeah, I find it insane that
What is the value?
That the Greedent value is at 1541 according to TCG Player.
Yeah.
Which puts it more expensive than that Genesect that we put in column A, which is a much cooler and actual playable Pokemon. I'm not 100% sure if Greedent has a deck build behind it. I haven't been digging into that one, but I would honestly at the highest put this one at a C for myself.
Yeah.
But that could be some bias against Greedent because I just not a huge fan of Greedent, and we'll keep it at B. We'll keep it at B for John.
No, I think you're right. I think C because I'm looking at that Gengar and C, and I'm like, I like the Gengar card better. So if I had to pick, I would put Greedent in C, and I would swap that Gengar up to probably B.
Yeah, move him up to B.
Yeah, I think that's a little more accurate.
If you're definitely like competing Greedent versus that Gengar card, even though that Gengar card isn't the greatest, I would be much happier to pull the Greedent, or much happier to pull the Gengar than that Greedent.
I think that sits well as is.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right.
So next we have the I can't even see it. The Inteleon Vmax Alternate Art.
Yep.
All right, so I am actually not a massive fan of this card. It is a great art card. I I like it. It's $36 when
Yeah.
it's the alternate art. I actually like the regular art for that card is actually kind of cool in itself.
Yeah.
Like I would if I was building a deck, an Inteleon deck, I'd have no problem playing the regular art. I don't really need the alternate art on this one. Um, I would probably, because of its price, even move this down to D. I don't understand. Like, I wouldn't buy this card. Like, if I was building a deck and I was going to buy a bunch of these to have for my deck, I would not pay this money for this
Yeah.
card. And
I think. Yeah.
yeah,
I was gonna say. I think like in general, I'm gonna say like art wise, this card doesn't do it for me. There's a lot going on in the card, but it's just like he's not looking at the card. He's kind of doing something weird. I don't know that just what they chose for the art for this card does not do it for me. I think that the value lies in the fact that Inteleon is pretty popular, and he is an evolution of a starter Pokemon, and his popularity holds solid there. But art wise, this card doesn't do it for me. And maybe the price holds on to the full art rarity. I know that this card is not easy to pull by any means.
no, it
So
isn't.
yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, this is in the D for me, I think.
Yeah, all right. In the D. All right.
In the
So,
D. The D's bad.
all right. We paused for FB to be able to cut that. So now we're because it's alphabetical, we are gonna get into the Mews. There
Yeah.
are 5 Mews we have to go through here, and I say have to, like I'm not gonna love it. Mew is amazing, but we're gonna go ahead and start right off the bat with the Mew V alternate art. It's retailing on TCG Player at $53.72 right now, and personally, the weakest of all the Mew cards. I know it's an
See,
alternate art,
yeah.
and like I don't get. They had so much you could do with Mew, and they wanted to do something other than him floating, which is what all the other cards are. They're all pretty similar.
Hmm.
And they chose to do this. Like Mew has so many storylines where he interacts with Pokemon, and instead they put him in this like marching parade where all the other Pokemon's like heads are cut out and he's just like zoomed in on. And I'm like, no, like, come on. He did stuff with Pokemon. Like, have him. There's a like, they could have taken a snapshot out of one of the movies.
Yeah,
And
I think that this card, basically what they're trying to portray in this card is that it's like you saw Mew amongst a crowd for a split moment before he was gone. It's like the Pokemon around him don't even notice that he's there, and you personally happen to get a little glimpse of Mew before maybe he vanished off into the sunset kind of thing.
I mean, maybe I just like. I mean, the Lucario movie. You got like even like if it was just like a Mew and Pikachu moment or a Mew, Pikachu and Meowth moment, like together, like the art makes more sense.
So
Um,
I gotta say this about this card. This card throws me for a loop. It throws me all over the place. When I first saw the set, that was the card I wanted. And then I quickly looked at it and I said, I thought exactly what you just thought, which was, what's going on here? And like the fact that I couldn't really hit the nail on the head with that kind of threw me off, and I kind of dispatched it. It was like, hey, I don't really like this card anymore. And then I don't know, I'm back because I will say one thing is that the colors and the art style are exactly what I want in a card. That is the type of cards that I love. I think the art, the colors, that style is what I love in cards. But it's a little strange. It's a little strange. But again, it's hard to do things with Mew. He's always just kind of floating around.
Agreed.
And so
I mean, I think my only like other factor is that's the 4th most expensive card in this set.
hmm
Thing's got a tag of 53.72. That card's just not that cool.
it's
In my
rare
opinion.
though.
I get that, but like I hate when like that becomes the cause of a value of a card.
Yeah.
Because that means, all right, if we just don't put that many of this, like it's worth a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of like, you know what? We're gonna make some good art, make a card that's, gorgeous, playable, and that's what people should chase. I think C would be the highest I would put this.
Oof. No, I got it. I think this is like. I think you're not giving Mew credit. I'm more like B into A.
B into A. All
Yeah,
right.
I would settle for B, I think, but yeah, I don't think this drops to C.
All right. I'll settle with B, but Elisa Sparkle full art has to get pulled up to A.
Up to A for that trainer.
That trainer card is leaps and bounds above that Mew.
Really, I don't agree with that. I don't.
Really?
No, the Mew. I think that Mew is arguably the best Mew card in the set, and that's saying something. I think that there's only one. I think out of the 5 Mews, that is the only one. There's only one that you could say is like 100% better than that card.
All right. We'll leave it as is. We'll get down to our discrepancies.
Yeah, because I was like, A, you receive. We'll leave it in the middle.
Let me take a note. Mew discrepancy, and we'll get to that at the end. But we got another Mew. Now this Mew, in his classic stance, is an actual achievable card. You can get your hands on it. It's not an insanely difficult card to pull. What I believe it's only an ultra rare. Yeah. Instead of being a secret rare, that card is half the price of the Mew prior to it. Like, it's just a nice Mew. I honestly, I think as far as like collectability, playability, like it's just a nice card. I'd put it in the A. I'd throw it right with Genesect. There's nothing flashy about it, really, but a nice blue background with the pink Mew. It's a solid card with no complaints. It's valued properly, like at $25 for a nice Mew card. Like, I think that's a great deal. But I'd throw it in the A.
I think that like some of what we're missing, or maybe it's just like a status of a card that maybe you don't like to see determine the factor or the value, is that the differences in rarity between that Mew and the Mew we just spoke of is night and day. That Mew is very obtainable. Its price is right. All the things Mike mentioned are very true about it, and it's a cool looking card. There's nothing wrong with it. But that full art, our alternate art Mew it's so rare, and it's such a chase that.
Yeah, but I mean,
regardless of the art, I think it holds higher.
It holds higher. I mean, but like my thing is like, what are they giving you? What did Pokemon give you for that card to be rarer?
Alternate art.
So they just drew another picture. Like, I don't see how that drawing is any better than a regular old rare Mew. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't think the art style on the previous Mew is just that style of art is a more favorable style than this one?
No, I mean, like, there's definitely, like, if you were comparing just the arts alone, I think the Mew alternate art is better drawn.
Okay.
Than that Mew V. What I'm saying is like, that's a card you can get. You don't have to buy 1,000 packs to get that card. It's a nice card. It's a fun card, and it's a legendary Pokemon. It's Mew. Everybody loves Mew. Whether you're in your late 30s or 13, like everyone wants to pull a Mew. I think like the fact that they make these cards so hard to pull, I think it gives it a boost. You know what I mean? It's the fact that it's common.
It's almost like the rarity chase for the alternate art Mew kind of like is a strike against it in your opinion, whereas I think of it as like it's a point of value. That's so.
Well, I mean, it is what gives it its dollar value, but you also have 2 other secret rare Mews. Like, you have 3 Mews that have what I believe secret rare level of pull rates. And like, I mean, we
I
could
think
argue about pull rates.
most people though probably look at this and they have in their head a Mew that they want. So for me, it is that alternate art Mew, or possibly the upcoming one. But regardless, I think what makes it good, or what the rarity of it or whatnot, which is something that holds a value to a card, might be a strike against it. So I don't know. I think they both could probably sit in the B category for that. But I can't see a list where that alternate art isn't at least equal with that Mew.
All right. How about we end that Mew discussion at the end? If that Mew's going in there, can Elisa Sparkle move up to A?
If you're gonna move Elisa Sparkle up to A, I think they both would have to go up to A.
Oh my goodness! All right, well, to the end discussion, but I believe we get to go on to a Mew that we're both going to agree on.
Yeah, it's the most solid Mew in the set.
Yeah, the Mew alternate art secret.
Yep.
Now that Mew is gorgeous. It's got a lot going on.
Wait, that's a secret?
Yeah.
I thought that's just a VMAX.
No, it's the VMAX alternate art secret rare.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's it's one of the #1 chase cards in the set, selling at $85.49 currently. Numbers, price has been bouncing around a lot, but that Mew is a gorgeous Mew. It's Mew being in his like playful, normal mentality, and then at the same time, all sorts of weirdness going around. I think there's some buses and trucks floating around.
Little Doctor Who telephone booth going on in there.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. There was a little bit of like time taken to like draw this up. I really like it. It's an S card all day.
So I'll say this about this card just briefly. I saw this card. I did a booster box battle at a local hobby shop with just three guys that we were just having fun talking Pokemon, and we decided to all split the cost on a Fusion Strike booster box. And we split the packs, and whoever drew the highest TCG value card won the entire thing. It's like a little fun Pokemon gambling thing. But anyways, the gentleman who won the box, that is the card he pulled. And I will tell you this, that card in person is incredible. The color is crazy. Like I've seen little to no cards that are colored as well as that card. The texture, the shine, it's an incredible card that a picture, it doesn't no justice whatsoever. So that alone, I think, does definitely catapult it right into the S tier.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that card is gorgeous. Once again, another Fusion Strike card I haven't pulled. Who would have thought? But I'll get that one eventually.
I would say that, so not to go back on the alternate Mew again, but that S tier VMAX Secret Mew is the only one that I think is clear cut above that alternate Mew. I think all the other ones, you might have an argument for one of them, but
I'm gonna have an argument not in the next one, but the one on after that. Because the next one we got is the Rainbow Secret Rare Mew, and as I believe with most Mew, like most rainbows, I think it's you lose so much. Like, they're like that card is so simple. Exactly, right into C. It's not a bad card by any means. It's just, why did you need to rainbow that card when the VMAX that's coming up next is so gorgeous?
It's true. I'm not opposed to that rainbow card. I think as far as rainbow goes, especially in this set, that one might be on top. I think C is a little low. I'd probably rather,
I'm just putting it up against all those other ones.
Yeah, but then you have to. I always weigh in rarity factor. So like it's a rainbow, so it is hard to pull. I'd be okay with seeing it though. I think that it's about right. BC.
Here, you wanna hear some like ridiculousness? That Mew VMAX Secret Rare is worth more than that Celebi.
Yeah, see, I definitely don't agree with that.
Exactly, and that's why, in my opinion, like there's an artificial value put on these because they make them hard to pull.
Mm-hmm.
And it just that card's not worth it. Like, you're gonna tell me that card's worth $50 and the Celebi's not?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be pumped if I pulled that Mew.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Celebi though is a tough comparison only because that Celebi really, really has good art. I mean, the art on that is like that card holds up against top art across sets dating back to the beginning of the year, in my opinion. So,
Agreed.
but yeah, totally agree with you though. Like value wise, that Celebi holds value personally to me much higher than that Rainbow.
Yeah, I think the value of that Rainbow hurts it, the Mew.
Sure.
Like, the fact that you're gonna tell me that's a $50 card, when the next card, go ahead and grab that one. That Mew VMAX is gorgeous.
It is.
Got that fusion strikes, the fusion strike, sword shield swirls all over it. It's an A all day, in my opinion. I'm not gonna throw it up in the S tier, but as just a regular old nice VMAX, it's an A.
I think it's an A. Yeah.
It's a gorgeous card.
That alternate Mew's got to go up to A. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts.
All right. We'll let him have it. Yeah. Get on the Genesect.
I think that sits at A just for difference in art, whether it's art you like or not. Rarity of card. I think in if you're gonna put that Mew VMAX in A, which I think that it rightfully belongs there. That's a beautiful card.
It's the card they. It's literally like the most iconic Mew pose there is.
Yep. It's floating like an otter.
Yeah. And then they took away all the detail and gorgeous like swirls around that card and made it a rainbow and they want more money for it. Like, it's just like,
yeah.
You didn't need to do it. That card was gorgeous.
Yeah, the unfortunate reality is that secret rare rainbows hold their value specifically due just to rarity, in that but I mean, art-wise, if you're a fan of art, they're not for you,
Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some rainbows that I think look better as rainbows. That's not one of them. But so next we got the secret rare power tablets. Yeah, it's not going up in the S tier.
Yeah,
I think this is a it's $15.95 on PCG Player. It's
going in the basement.
It's fine. I would throw it right into D.
Yeah, D. For me, it's F. I hate pulling item golds. I get it. It's gold. It's shiny. It's rare. I get it. It's cool if you're collecting the master set. It's definitely a hit. I'm not a fan of them at all. I don't like them. I would throw them right in the F.
All right, let's keep this one in D because I'm looking at the cards coming up, and I feel like F's gonna get filled up real quick. All right, so yeah, the next one we got is Chili, Celine, and Cress. Not a lot going on. I think the full art looks way better than the rainbow. I'm putting this one down on an F. It's another card that loses its art value by becoming a rainbow.
Right, another secret rare that wasn't needed in the set. The full art is much better. There's too many rare cards in this set, so for that reason, I think you could throw that in F, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why they needed to do it. So then we got Schoolgirl. Once again, a much better card as a full art.
Yeah. Yeah, the trainer full arts are amazing. The color and everything on the full arts is incredible, and these rainbows they take that away.
Yeah, and it's like just another hunt card when you've already got all these hunt cards.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they had to make this set so big with so many, secret rares, but
imagine being someone that doesn't buy singles and you have to open all of this. How much money you're gonna spend on Fusion Strike? Yeah, pointing at.
I hate buying singles.
Yeah.
Who's got two thumbs and will blow so much extra money to make one more pull? This guy. All right, so next we have the Chandelure Vmax Secret. I will put this one maybe in C or D. I think that the actual regular card art is better. Once again, losing a little bit of quality, but I do like Chandelure. He's a pretty cool Pokemon. But
if that's going to C, that Rainbow Mew is going up to D. I think this is a D.
all right, D it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we have the Genesect V. Not a bad card. It's nice art. I mean, it doesn't stack up against the other Genesects in the set.
No.
But
yeah, it's pretty run of the mill. I don't think there's anything too flashy about it. Nothing that blows you away, but it's a nice ultra rare.
But well, I mean, at the same time, it is just a V card, and it's selling for $8 on TCG Market. Like, it's nice priced. It's an attainable card.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably put this one at D. I'd probably still be more happy to pull one of those energies than I would be for that Genesect. Just a V card.
DC, somewhere in that area, I would say.
Yeah. Then we got who's this one?
The Greedent Rainbow? Is that what that is?
Oh no. Take it away, John. It's not going to S. Get out of there.
Yeah. Definitely not going to S.
Greedent V Secret Rare.
That's who that is, right?
Yep. That's who that is. And,
so Greedent gets a lot of love in Fusion Strike. We know Mike isn't a fan. I'm not the biggest fan either. I thought that the Nom 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 full art was pretty cool. I mean, this is a D. This is a D to F. I'd probably throw this in F, honestly. I mean, again, another Rainbow secret to make Fusion Strike the biggest set ever.
Yeah, and the most impossible set to get a Masterless on.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And then, hang on, everybody. What do we got here? Another Mew. All right, so we got Mew V. Just an ultra rare. Card number 113. What's it going for? About $8. I think it's a nice card. I'd be a lot happier pulling that than a Greedent. And they did a little bit of extra. I'd throw this in with probably C.
Yeah, there's something going on in the background in this card that I don't know what it is. Is Mew stuck in a computer room? Like what is going on? There's it
looks like what they would show you when there was 1980s hacking in a movie. Where they would go through the computer line and show you a computer city. We're hacking.
It's like Minority Report or something. What is this?
All right, I think C personally.
Yeah,
I'd be pretty happy. It's a Mew.
C is probably about right.
All right, then we got. I pulled this on one of the earlier videos. Sandaconda.
We got a radiator. I mean, it's Sandaconda.
Yeah, How do you want to see your Pokemon out battling, out in nature? Nah, I'd like to see mine chilling next to the heater because he's a reptile.
Yeah, gotta keep him warm, man. Maybe his heating lamp is down.
Maybe he's chilling by the heater. That being said, the art is decent. I will take him out of an F because these next two rainbows are going right in there. We're flying right through them.
Yeah,
they're awful. There are more chase cards for you to get after. Other than stacking your deck with a bunch of rainbows as a weird flex of, I'm going to battle you in Pokemon with a $300 deck of Pokemon cards. Yeah. There's really nothing there. I don't get it.
It's beyond me, and that's, I believe it's across the community a pretty normal response to say that these rainbows are a little over the top, and how often that they're put in. If you have 3 or 4 in a set, that's cool. You got 10 in a set, and they're all different rainbows, and they take away from the actual alternate or original art of the card. Doesn't make much sense, and I think that's why their Pokemon company's moving away from it. Come Brilliant Stars. So
yeah, I do believe it is the end of rainbows. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so few cards look good that way.
Yep.
All right, but anyways, next we're getting right into Training Court. It's a Training Court Gold Secret Rare. I
actually like this card a little bit. As far as a Gold Secret Rare, I like it better than the Flaffy, and I like it better than the Energies.
Really?
Yeah, I would say.
I mean, I'm I'm not against this card. I like a nice, you know, trainer secret rare. The card's actually pretty cool. Like it kind of has like that, you know,
Mhm.
backyard
Yes.
Pokemon battle like vibe to it. Like, it's like mom and dad ask you if you want a basketball hoop. You're like, nah, I want a
Yes, that's what
Pokemon
it
court.
reminds me of. It reminds me of like training on a basketball court or something like that. It's like where you got the nitty-gritty work done as a Pokemon trainer. Like everyone sees the flashiness like when they're up against the elite
Yeah,
elite 8 or whatever, but hey, they had to start somewhere. They had to
absolutely.
grind somewhere, you know?
It's those Pokemon trainers that had actual responsible parents who are like, no, you're 13, you still got to finish school, then you could go on. You could train on, at when the bus gets back, you start training, then you got to go to school in the morning. So I actually completely agree. I think a B is a great spot for that card.
Yeah, I agree.
So now we're on to some of our honorable mentions, some cards that are not in the top 30 price wise for this set, but I believe are better than the cards that are in this top 30.
Yeah,
So first
some of
off,
them are.
I have these two Boltons, and these two Boltons are specifically to show how horrible that Bolton Rainbow is.
Right.
They that right into C. Absolutely. I even may move that other Bolton Vmax into B because that is a very gorgeous card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think B is solid for it. But I mean, when you compare those versus a card that's worth 10 times what they're worth, because it's a rainbow. You know what I mean? That Bolton VMAX, all they did was take away all the detail, throw a
Right.
rainbow over it, and made it way harder to get.
Yeah, it takes away the color, the shadow, it takes away the background, which is its own art concept as is. So yeah, again, the rainbow takes away.
Yeah, that Bolton rainbow is probably one of my biggest gripes in this set. Bolton's a cool Pokemon. It's a dog. I'm a dog guy. But
Yeah. He's
it,
like the traditional Labrador.
yeah, just a loyal dog.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this one's your honorable mention.
He's the original loyal dog, Arcanine. Yeah, so we all love those chase cards. We all love those rares. We like to see the dollar signs pop up in our eyes when we see some of these elite cards. But for me, I take my time going through my packs, and I love looking at the commons, uncommon arts, and I pay attention. This Arcanine, to me, if you look in the background, you have a really beautiful backdrop of like a sunrise on one side and the darker clouds on the other. And Arcanine is just like, I was saying this earlier before we got on the video, he is the unsung hero. Thinking back to base set, he was just an uncommon card, but he was so incredibly strong if you played the game. And he's just cool. He's like a valorous, strong, fiery dog, and I love him. He's awesome, and I think that this card does him justice.
So where's he going, John?
I think he's a B.
A B?
Yeah.
All right. I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
So now on to just a very honorable mention. Skitty.
Hey, the art in this card is awesome. Mike talked me up on this, and I agree.
Yeah, not Skitty. It's Delcatty. Sorry, Delcatty's art in this card is gorgeous. It's not a rare card. I probably have 50 of them sitting in my bulk pile, but this card is just gorgeous, and it had to make the list. And I think I'm gonna put it in D only because of how common. I think it's worth a nickel. You know what I mean? But it deserves to be on this list for myself. I just think the art is awesome. The background's gorgeous. You have the shadows all over Delcatty, which make it, it really like makes you feel like it's in the environment instead of them drawing it and throwing it into a background. Like it was
Just
all
good
drawn.
art.
Yeah, it's just good art. All right, and then John's got.
All right, we're gonna finish it up with another honorable mention. We got the Rilla VMAX. And I can't help but look at this card and just think it's party time. Rillaboom is bringing the party. He's drumming on those bongos, and he's kicking some Pokemon butt. So I don't know. I really like this card. It's got good vibes. It screams fun to me. I'm not even a over-the-top Rillaboom fan by any means. It's just this card does it, and he's got an attack called a Drum Solo, and I just think that's so awesome. So yeah,
That Donkey Kong vibe.
yes. That's awesome. So yeah, guys, let us know. Let us know what you
Throw
think,
it
if
in
you
C?
agree or disagree, and yeah.
Oh no,
yeah, I'd say C.
John, there's still. I have it written down.
We got more?
I have not forgotten.
Wait, there's more.
Yeah, Elisa Sparkle.
Okay,
Has to move
it's bothering
to A.
you.
It's
Okay,
bothering me.
it's the best trainer card art-wise in the set, I think.
Absolutely. And if you
Yeah.
want to move, I know you were battling with some other cards that you wanted in A. I think we were being a little picky on the A slot. But I think Elisa Sparkle is absolutely deserves to be in that A spot. And I know we were battling on some other ones if you want to move somebody up, but
The Rainbow Mew, I think, is getting a little poo-pooed on. I think it moves up to B.
moves up to B.
Yeah.
I could agree with that, John. Now looking at all of these like in their slots. So absolutely, I think you guys can all see how we feel about rainbows as far as art goes. You know, when you remove all the color and background from a photo or from a piece of art, it tends not to look that good.
True.
Yeah. Anyways,
Making it rare does not always make it good. That's not how
absolutely.
it works. Ignore price and dollar amounts. This is a hobby. It's about what we like. It's the reason that a Pokemon like Charizard is always at the top, because he's a cool fire-breathing dragon, and who can't relate to that?
Yeah.
So
and there's Charizards that I don't like. Give it good art.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make Pokemon earn these rarity levels. Like, if you want me to really hunt for this card, put in the effort, draw it up real nice, and make it a card that I'll actually cherish forever. But thank you for hanging out with us as we went through all of the Fusion Strike cards. Well, the top 30.
All right, guys. So let us know what your favorite card is here, whether you agree, disagree. We hope you like our tier list video. Leave a comment. Let us know if this is something you want to see more of in the future. And as always, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, smash that like button, tell a friend, and join us next time at PokeJam. Thank you so much.
Have a good one, everybody.